Hey friends, today's work started like many others, sifting through stones in my workshop. Sometimes I feel like I've seen it all, but then, not really. This particular stone was special. I had no idea what it would become. I just placed it on my table and examined it from every angle. It had a certain power, a weight, a distinct shape. It felt like it was waiting for something unusual. I began with the layout. With a simple pencil, I marked the main lines in the center of where the hole would be. I always try to sense the stone's face, where it wants to be stable and where it wants to be expressive. Friends, please tell me where you're watching from. I'm curious to know where the people who appreciate handmade craft and quiet contemplation live. Then, I laid out my tools. For this project, I'd need an angle grinder with a 125 millimeter diamond disc, a drill bits, 35 millimeters and 45 millimeters, a large angle grinder with a 230 millimeter disc, and of course, safety gear, gloves, a respirator, and glasses. I picked up the 125 millimeter angle grinder and cut the bottom section so the stone would stand firmly. I showed how to trim the base, carefully, step by step, taking my time. Next, I drilled a hole from the top. I took the drill, fitted the 35 millimeter bit, and marked the center. I drilled carefully. The stone is dense, but it yields if you don't rush. Once I reached the right depth, the inner core came out cleanly. Then, I turned the stone on its side. I switched to the 45mm drill bit and made a side opening that connected with the top one. This allows the candlelight to shine not just upwards but also outwards, creating an interesting depth, almost like you can peer inside. The next stage was shaping. I placed the stone on the floor and grabbed the large 230mm angle grinder. I made one deep cut, a visual accent that divides the stone into two halves. This isn't just decorative, it highlights a natural crack that I decided to leave as is. After that came the cleanup. I washed the stone, removed the dust, and tidied up the edges of the holes. This is a crucial moment because this is when the texture truly emerges. You see what it has become, how the texture plays, and how it catches the light. at the very end, it was time for the interior shot. I placed a small candle inside, and at that moment, everything just clicked. The stone I pulled from a pile of rough rocks, it had found its form, its purpose, its meaning. Now it's not just a stone, but a candlestick with character. If this story resonated with you, please support this video with a like and a comment. Let me know where you're watching from. I'm truly interested in knowing where the people who value manual work and tranquility live. Thanks for being here. See you next time.